All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Talking Shit podcast. Dr. Evil Genius here.
Captain Paul with him as well.
All right. We want to get right into it. Probably one of the biggest gaming stories that nobody saw coming. We found out today that Xbox, under the parent umbrella of Microsoft, purchased Activision Blizzard for nearly $70 billion with a B dollars.
Insane amount of money, man.
I mean, Take-Two just bought Zynga for just under, what was it? Somewhere around 11 or 12 billion dollars.
Yeah.
And that was the biggest gaming acquisition of all time. And then we get hit with this massive bombshell. What are your initial feelings on this?
Well, I don't know. I think for it's going to be interesting to see what Microsoft does with all Activision's properties. My initial thought is that it could be a good thing because I don't know about anyone else, but to me, Activision has become a little bit too stale in recent years. So I'm hoping this new acquisition, maybe bringing new talent or new eyes into their gaming division, will kind of hopefully re-energize a lot of these games and a lot of these bullshit games that have been coming out. So I don't know. I'm kind of cautiously optimistic. On the flip side is I do worry when you spend that amount of money on buying a property, you're going to want to see an immediate return, right? So that means, like, what are we just going to be trying to, release games far too early, kind of like rush products, not let developers have the proper time to make these games. So I don't know. I'm kind of mixed. I'm hoping it infuses a little bit of positive energy into this whole thing. But I do kind of worry about them like wanting to see an immediate return on investment.
All right, so let's see what Reuters has to say. Microsoft to gobble up Activision in $69 billion metaverse bet. Okay. Microsoft Corporation is buying Call of Duty maker, which is why, in my opinion, this is like the biggest part of it, because again, we are almost career Call of Duty players when it comes to console gaming. Yeah. So when we think Activision, for people like us, we think Call of Duty. Microsoft Corporation is buying Call of Duty maker Activision Blizzard for $68.7 billion in the biggest gaming industry deal in history, as global technology giants stake their claims to a virtual future. Now, of course, we think of things from the Call of Duty standpoint, but the guys that are tasked with making the money, they are thinking something completely different. So when you're talking about, well, are they going to be pushing games early? It is possible that these IPs are of secondary importance to Microsoft. The deal announced by Microsoft on Tuesday is its biggest ever and set to be the largest all-cash acquisition on record. I mean, what?
Yo, that's a lot of fucking money, man. 69
billion. They're just buying the shares outright. I mean, there's no transfer of debt. It's just all cash. That's insane. I mean, when you're Microsoft, one of the richest, cash-rich countries in the world, you can do things like this.
I like how you said country, because essentially it's a country.
Yeah. I mean, Apple, $3 trillion market cap.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. Now, here's a big thing. It is its bet on the metaverse. Now, when you're talking about all of this digital living garbage, to me, it's fucking garbage. It makes sense that most people's foray into digital living is through gaming.
Yeah.
So you have the Zuckbook doing their thing. And, that's one way to get into it. But I think gaming is probably one of the more reliable ways to get into it. I mean, look at the whole Ready Player One thing. Everybody that was living in this, living these fake lives. All of that was based on gaming.
Yeah.
So that's really fucking interesting. So it's really interesting to me. And, this is the biggest thing from the financial side of things. Microsoft offering $95 a share when, Activision shares were not even close to that price. So obviously Activision's share prices went up because everybody wants to try to get in on this. But I don't think that this is going to end up being a very profitable thing for people buying those shares after the announcement. Now, if you would have bought it before the announcement, then I would have very graciously asked that you remember me when you get rich.
Yeah.
Now, onto the gaming side of things. Okay? Because again, this is what we really care about as gamers. Again, same basic byline. Xbox to buy Activision Blizzard. Xbox has announced a deal to buy Activision Blizzard, the company behind Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, and many other major gaming franchises. Announced on Xbox Wire, the deal means Xbox will soon own the likes of Call of Duty, Warcraft, Overwatch, Diablo, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, as if anybody still cares about that, and much more. CEO of Microsoft Gaming, Phil Spencer, announced that all Activision Blizzard companies will report to him after the deal is closed, which, if you look at it, will be sometime in Microsoft's fiscal 2023 year ending June 30th. So we're looking at a timeline of about a year and a half. Yeah. Now, here's the crazy thing. Bobby Kotick is expected to still be at the helm. The same guy that was accused of this and that kind of, and
that's not
all of this inappropriate stuff.
I mean, there's got to be a Weinstein in every industry, you know what I
mean? But Microsoft already had theirs, and they got rid of them in the form of Bill fucking Gates.
I'll say this. I don't know how long he'll stay, because we both know how social media works and how the news cycle can work. They could have acquired him even though, it's going to blow under. But if people make a big deal about him still being there, Kodak, he'll be gone. You know what I mean? Like, if the public outrage actually, comes to fruition, he won't be there for long. But I'll say from a creative standpoint, I kind of don't want him there either. If you're going to set that to a side, I think you kind of need somebody that's going to go back to a little bit more fruitful Call of Duty play. But that's like a whole discussion we could actually have about this. Because like you said, yeah, they have Warcraft, they have Overwatch, they have a few other big properties, don't get me wrong. But Call of Duty's the big one there.
Right.
And if you look at how Vanguard sales have gone this past release, they're actually even looking to release the next Call of Duty even earlier than they usually do, because Vanguard has not sold well. Vanguard's reception has not done well. I have not bought Vanguard. A lot of us older Call of Duty players, I don't think you have bought it either there, Evil. So it's like a lot of us old Call of Duty players that just won't like how the games used to play and the flow of the old games, just not buying it anymore. And it's not, this new Vanguard isn't really reaching the youth in which they hoped it would. And I think that's what they...
Why do you think that is?
I think because they always...
Because it fucking sucks! That's why!
Because in the back pocket, right, they always thought like, players just grow out of it and stuff like that, and we'll just bring in new kids and stuff like that. But when they stopped losing their own identity in a way, right, like when they made the Warzone, and they had a battle royale, and they just kind of started implementing a million different things from other different games, I think Call of Duty lost its identity in a way. We're going to disagree on this. I think I actually did like the mech style jump, like the jump packs and all that. I did like what it brought in some aspects, but that was kind of the signal of that was the beginning of the end.
Why did you think I would disagree with that?
because you love that game style.
No, but I never said I loved that game style. I said I loved one particular game in Infinite Warfare. Advanced Warfare was trash garbage. And by the end of the Black Ops 3 life cycle, it became really a parody of itself. Yeah. The game style matters not. What matters is the skill gap. What matters is how you treat good players in the game versus the bad players in the game. And that was one of the last games before its last weapons imbalancing patch, which propped up one weapon above the other 53.
Yeah.
That ruined the balance of the game. Before then, it was a more balanced game that catered to the good player over the bad player. And that is why it was the last great Call of Duty, in my opinion. But me and you absolutely do agree that them trying to copy fucking Titanfall was the beginning of the end of their own identity as an intellectual property.
Yeah, because I felt like they just lost their own identity. And due to that beef they had with the guys that left and made to make their own thing, right, with Titanfall, Respawn, and, you know, wanted to make their own, like, whole fucking big game, and they, like, fuck these guys, or cut them from the knees and, like, you know, copy that model. And to be fair, I hate to say it, at the time, you look at it, Titanfall did not sell well. Titanfall didn't do well as those Call of Duty games. So I guess you could kind of even see there was some intellect in that madness, but I do think it was the start of the downfall, and you lost.
The novelty wore off very quickly.
Yeah, because you lost your core fan base. And that's the thing, is a lot of these older games that have stayed around, and not going to make this a whole long diatribe, but a lot of these games have stayed around for a long, long time, have stayed true to their core, right? They stayed true to the way their original games worked. I'm not saying they don't, you know, spice it up every once in a while, but they don't alienate their core fan base. If Call of Duty, and this is a whole different conversation, if Call of Duty started releasing every 2 to 3 years and they stuck to the, you know, proven formula and just brought in a little bit of ingenuity every once in a while, me and you would probably still be playing the game to this day.
Oh, fuck yeah.
We loved that game. But then when they started making Warzone, well, Mech Zone, then the mech suits and the Warzone and stuff like that, it's like it did become essentially a parody about itself when you played that game. Because it no longer became Call of Duty, it became every other single first-person shooter on the market at the time, right? So like, instead of becoming Call of Duty became...
Instead of being the trailblazers of the FPS genre, they were chasing after trends that, let's face it, you know, didn't
work. They didn't work, and I agree with you on this sense, and I understand we're taking this into a Call of Duty topic, but fuck it, it's their most profitable IP. Let's just call it how it is, man.
Well, World of Warcraft makes them a shit ton of money, don't they?
That's true. That's true. Probably those are top two, but you know what I mean.
Right.
Is that, like, when it comes to the skill-based matchmaking, you're punishing, like, good players and, like, putting stuff in there to, like, make it more sufferable. Like, dude, just, like, if you're good at the game, you know, reward the good players. Don't fucking punish them for being better than the other people. And that's what kind of got annoying at times. But that's my long diatribe. I'm hoping Microsoft brings a little bit of fresh air into these franchises. Even Warcraft, if you talk to the people in the Warcraft community, they got very annoyed how money-hungry Activision got in a sense about, like, the legacy Warcraft and stuff like that. So let's hope it brings a breath of fresh air in there, maybe new people, new eyes, and hopefully they can re-energize some of these IPs that they do have.
The article goes on to say, as expected, Spencer says, Xbox will include as many Activision Blizzard games as we can in the Xbox Game Pass services. So that's is, cool. You know, it's going to be hard not to download it if it's already part of a subscription service that you already have subscribed to. No word has been made about turning the likes of Call of Duty or other mega franchises into Xbox exclusive, which was my very first thought. My very first thought was this. Right now, Bloomberg sources report that Microsoft plans to continue selling some AB games on PlayStation, but will make some content exclusive to Xbox. Now we're right back where we started, back in the Modern Warfare days of 2007.
Yep.
With shit releasing first or only on the Xbox platform. It is going to be very, very interesting going forward. Now, you viewers, we want to know what you think. Do you think that the game IPs that Activision Blizzard owned, will they get better? Will they get worse? If you believe that there's a combination of the two, in what ways do you believe that the IPs will get better or worse? Please drop that in the comment section below. Until next time, we're done talking our shit. Peace.